Hello all and welcome to my channel smitasprettylife, and it's me Smita here. By now you all know what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk about and give you a brief introduction about myself, what I did, what I do, so that you get to know me well, and you will be able to connect me through this channel a lot better than before. I'm living in Bangalore for the last 10 years. I love this city and I'm sure I can never leave this city at all because it's being very close to my heart. But at the same time, being Bengali, my heart beats for my birthland, my parents, my relatives, my cousins, and of course my dear friends. I love my culture to the core and I am proud to be a Bengali in every aspect. Now let me talk about myself. Out of many positive sides of mine, I have a biggest negative side, and that is being impulsive. I am extremely impulsive in nature when it comes to decision making. But I've accepted it as a blessing in disguise because had I not been impulsive and left my HR job, I would have never landed in the educational sector. I wouldn't have tasted the happiness of being a parent of numerous children, laugh my heart out with them and wipe their tears when they are emotionally weak. Now let me tell you some of the very interesting stories of my life. I'm sure there are a lot of takeaways from my story because I feel definitely help to motivate people who have dreamt of something or other in their course of life and couldn't fulfill it because of some reason, and they left it half done. So, in with some of the facts of my life. Most of the people say that you will never have friends in the form of colleagues. They will always remain your colleagues. But my life, I have tasted it in a very different way. In every organization I have worked in, I have made the best of friends. Yes, of course, not all, but couple of friends, they were so close to my heart, and till today, I am in touch with them and they are termed as my best friends. I cannot name one, I have many, and in the course of my video, I will surely take their names and let you know who all are, because probably in my upcoming videos, I'll keep talking about them when I narrate different incidents of mine. Let's go back to the year 2004. That was my final year of my graduation. And at that time, I actually started daydreaming. The dream that I used to see was going to office, wearing beautiful dresses, and spending time in the weekends with my friends in good restaurants, going to shopping malls and buy things without checking the price tags. So those were something that I always admired. Probably it was actually I wanted to become independent, and that's why I thought of doing all these things along with my friends. Now, during one fine day, before I get into that, let me tell you, I had very good relation with, my roommates and my friends, and also there was few seniors of my college whom I used to call them as bhaiya, and they actually treated me like sisters. At the same time, we were like very good friends. So I used to have one bhaiya called Jeet Bhaiya. I'm sure he must be watching this video and he will love to listen about all these memories. So he used to call me Jumbo just because that I was always plump. He started calling me Jumbo from day one, and he kept on saying that, and I never stopped him because it was all out of love. So he said one day, he called, I was in my hostel. I just had my lunch and I was about to take a small nap, and I was trying to wrap myself with the bedclothes, and I got a call. And he called me and he said, Jammu, chalna hai? I was not at all in a mood to say yes, but I was trying to wrap myself with the wet clothes, and then I just casually asked, "Kahan?" And then he said, "Emphasis. There's one office in Pune, and he has to hand over some documents to him, and so he, along with some of our common friends, they all have planned to go together because it was a long drive. So he said that, you want to come along with me?" I said, "Yes, not I wanted to see that office." Then we started our journey. Immediately I got ready and I just, went out of my hostel where Jeet was waiting for me. And then we traveled. While I was going, I did not think too much and we were just chit-chatting. The moment I reached the office, the huge, tall, commercial buildings, seeing those, my eyes started sparkling. I went on to a different world altogether. Probably this was because I'm from a small, steel city where I was brought up, and my father always had a transferable job, and it was always in different steel cities. So there I have lived in houses made by Britishers, and there I have never seen tall buildings at all. So this was the first time I saw such huge, I should not say humongous, and beautiful office. So the moment I entered, I was actually away from a friends group. I started venturing around. I started looking at the different workstations. How does it look? And I heard them saying, "Smita to pagal ho gayi hai. वो क्या कर रही है, अकेले ही घूमे जा रही है." But I went to different corner of that floor. I went to the cafeteria. I peeped every places. Probably I started realizing that if I want, I can work in such companies. Say 10 to 15 minutes, suddenly I realized that I am away from my friends, and I grabbed myself and I sat with all of them and had a nice time, and then we came back. I reached my room and then I realized I am not the same Smita anymore, because I have come back with lots of dreams. Not the same ones that I used to sit and see, but at the same time, these were something that I wanted to fulfill. Trust me, from the very next day, I started inquiring different positions that this company offers. And are there any positions available for graduates or undergraduates? So I started, flipping through the newspapers and realized this company organizes interviews at different locations almost every day. They have these kind of drives happening every single day. So finally I made a CV, and the very next day I went to one of the interview location. After I reached and attended, I think there were like 2 rounds that I cleared. In the 3rd round I was rejected. That was not something that I was not expecting. I was very sure I'll get rejected because I don't know anything. I was not aware what kind of questions they will be asking, but the round that I got rejected was the typing speed round, where they check my typing speed. So when I realized that, okay, my typing is not very good, I took a week break and I started doing typing practice in one cyber cafe which was close to my hostel. I used to spend hours there. I still remember they used to charge 20 rupees per hour, and I used to sit for continuously 2-3 hours at a stretch, and I used to practice. Now, this particular cafe was, inside. It was a big hall where it was partitioned and different computers were kept, and that room was having glass wall. So the person who collects money, the owner of the cafe, used to sit outside that particular room, but he can see everyone who all are there, in which system they are sitting. So like this, for a week I went there and I kept practicing. Alright, before I proceed, let me tell you, the company had, this particular company, Emphasis, they had a policy that if you attend the interview once and you get rejected, you will not be allowed for the next 3 months to attend. But I thought that as they are in different locations, definitely one person will not keep going to different locations. They will have different set of people. So I always chose different locations. I thought of going to different locations for the next time. So after 1 week of rigorous typing practice, I again went and attended the interview. And as per, this time I was little hopeful because I thought I was better prepared than before. And I did the typing test and again I got rejected. Now this time I was little upset, not too much. Then I, told and explained myself that yes, you need more practice. And then again I took a week's break and I practiced. Now, third time I went for the interview. You will not believe I was rejected again. And this time I was not too hopeful to get through it, but at the same time I was thinking, why not to keep trying? There's no point leaving it. If I've thought to join that company, let's focus on that. So I came back, and then again one fine day I went to that cyber cafe after my college hours. Arpan, who was the cyber cafe manager, he called me because he used to write the name of the person who's logging in. So he knew my name, and he was also very young, almost of our age, or maybe 2 years elder to me, a couple of years elder to me. So he called me and said, Smita, I want to speak to you. Can you just wait here? There were some other customers. They came, signed, and they went inside. Then I said, yes, tell me. He said, Smita, I wanted to ask you something. What are you? I have seen you doing typing a lot, only in Word document. You don't use internet as such, but what is that thing you are trying to do? Do you want my help? I said, no, not exactly. I need to practice more because I'm trying to attend and clear an interview, but every time I'm getting failed in this typing test. So he said one thing that, see Smita, there is something I wanted to speak to you. Good you told me this. I can help you out. I can teach you how to do, different shortcut keys. I was not aware of the shortcut keys and all that those days. So he said, I'm going to teach you, all these things. And I happily accepted. I said, wow, that's really nice, and I'll be really thankful to you if you help me out. He said, but then I wanted you to sit in my place and do this typing work because I will be having some work. I cannot sit in the cafe for quite a long time, for 3-4 hours every day in between. So if you just see whoever customers are coming, they will write the name and in time and out time. You just have to collect money, and by the time I come back, you can hand over it to me. And for those number of hours, you can use my system and do the typing. And in lieu of this, I'm going to pay you 2,500 for the month. I thought, this is a jackpot. I am going to earn. And this made me feel so happy because I have been spending so much money in the cyber cafe. Being a student, you can understand we all have limited amount of money to spend. And on top of that, I'm getting 2,500 per month. It's like a huge thing for me. He taught me a lot of shortcuts. He taught me how, to practice and increase my speed, and it has actually helped me a lot. And that's why from bottom of my heart I will always thank him for teaching me all these skills. So then again, when almost for a week or 10 days I practiced, and then I attended the fourth time in the same company. Now this time I was having a lot of hope, but trust me, I failed again. But this time not in the typing speed, but in the last round, that's the HR round. I was thinking, what went wrong? All the questions I had answered well with confidence, but there was something that went wrong. But at the same time, I was a little happy that I cleared the typing speed. That means I have gained that much skill set, what the company desires. Then I came back, and the very next day, I again saw a different location for interview and went. But this time it was not the same. I actually had to run away from there, because the moment I entered and the person who collected the CV and handed over to the other interviewer, I saw it's the same person whom I met yesterday. And then I ran off from that location because I don't want them to notice me, that this person is coming and applying for the same position in different locations. Otherwise, they might blacklist me. And, so I just wanted to avoid that. And I just went out, and my fourth round also went like that. A fifth round probably, yeah. And then, I just waited for a day. Again, I saw a different location and went there. This time, it was all the same. This was, I think, probably the sixth time. I was so upset. In the last round, I again got rejected. And by this time, I was completely tired of going and giving interviews. Behind all this, there was only that finishing line which I was looking at. I just wanted to reach there somehow. So, when I got rejected for the sixth time, I came back and promised myself that I will never attend this bogus company, because they don't have any reason to reject me, and they kept on rejecting me for no specific reason at all, which I was not aware of. So I just promised myself that enough of it. I wasted almost a month time just to, fulfill my dreams. And I thought from the very next day I'll be back with my studies and finish off my graduation. Then that evening went fine. I was a little relaxed, thinking I'm not going to go behind that company anymore. Evenings was well spent, and then I, slept at night, woke up very fresh in the morning, and took my brush, went to the corridor from where you can see all the rooms of the hostel, and you can say bye to the people who are going out. And I was standing there and I was brushing my teeth, and one Didi, one senior Didi, she was going out, and there was one senior Didi, and I asked her, I was brushing and I just asked, "Where are you going?" She said, "Interview." The moment she said interview, something sparked in me. The pace of my brushing increased and I ran towards the ground floor where the newspapers are kept. I flipped it over and found a new location for that job interview. And trust me, that very moment I promised that this day is going to be the last day, and for any reason I'm not going to repeat going to attend the interview anymore. So I took the address and came back to my room, got ready, had my breakfast, somehow gulped it, and took an auto. Now this time the destination that I came to know, where the venue of not destination, the venue for the interview was quite far away from my hostel. It was quite far, so it was around, say, 30 minutes in auto. It took me 30 minutes in auto to reach that place. So on the way, I was just thinking, what made me what made them reject you? And I was through. When the HR said, I attended the interview, and in the last round, I just said that I am done with my graduation. Results are awaiting. When I said this, they asked me which month, and I probably said some month which was close to my original result time, and they said, "Congratulations, you are selected. Please wait outside for the offer letter." When they said these words, hot air gushed out of my ears, as if like I am in a dreamland. Slowly I can see all my dreams started coming true. And I went outside that room. I sat for some time, and they called me. They gave me the offer letter. They gave me a joining date. I was extremely happy.